What is up, DTube? So today I want to talk a little bit about why Crypto Lark is wrong in, from my opinion, on his view in his two last videos on YouTube. So if you don't know who Crypto Lark is, he is one crypto YouTuber, and if I go to YouTube right now, or he's called Lark Davis on YouTube, and he has a YouTube channel with 134,000 subs. Now, if I look at his last two videos he did, so today he made a video called Ethereum's Crypto DeFi Kingmaker DAO, and talking a little bit about maybe a 5,000 price prediction for Maker. And then the day before he did a video called Buy Bitcoin, Don't Be Fooled by Elites, Rigging the Game. And even though I like this, I think he can be very informative, but I don't think he pays attention so much to the crypto industry, to what truly matters this 2020 year, which the only coin that actually matters is Hex, and that it's a smart contract, it's complete, and it pays interest, and it has a real market with margin. So a big thing about when people are looking at all these other coins is they're not getting any outsized returns because they're looking too small. It's like it's a small industry they're kind of trying to go after, either with this like lending nonsense that they're trying to do with Maker, or Bitcoin, where they're trying. Sure, digital gold maybe it's a good theory a little bit, but now people that has paid attention to the crypto industry can see that the last couple of years hasn't been good for Bitcoin, and there's been very obvious signs why a lot of things are bad with Bitcoin, and things have been bad with Bitcoin even since 2015. And now, when we now have this Hex smart contract that solves a lot of the things that that Bitcoin is struggling with, like Bitcoin can't pay interest, for example. It has worse game theory. The code is not really locked. It has had more software bugs. It hasn't been audited. We can solve a lot of these things with Hex. And why I think he's wrong is, so he did do these videos, for example, talking about price prediction, 5,000 DAO, and so on, but he's not making any informative videos about Hex, which is actually, it has actually done real performance. If you look at the data, it's still up around 60x at the moment to this date. Why is he not covering that? He's talking a little bit, instead he's doing these videos about Maker. Oh, maybe 10x, maybe it does a 10x, maybe in the future. Why not instead like go over stuff that actually has happened? Why not compare Hex performance compared to Bitcoin performance in 2010, or Ethereum performance in 2015, or against XRP? I've done helpful infographics about this, where you can see that Hex is outperforming Bitcoin by around, I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I think it was around, at the moment, around a 5x compared to August 2010, and 212 days into the future. It is, at the moment, Hex is outperforming Bitcoin 2020 by 5x. Isn't that a revolution, that we're doing something that seems to perform 5x better than Bitcoin? And Bitcoin did this amazing thing, 32 million x. What happens if you do 5x that? It seems like it's going to be pretty wild, pretty exponential, pretty cool. So, okay, so Lark Davis, he made this video about the crypto DeFi king. No, Maker is not that. Hex is that. Hex is the DeFi king. Most of these other things are nonsense. So if I go to CoinGecko and let's search for Maker and let's see the performance. So he made a video talking about what may happen in the future, that maybe it goes up by 10x. But let's measure reality and see where we truly are at. So it's top 33 coin at the moment. People disliking this coin, 44% on CoinGecko. And if I look at 1 year performance, it's down 34%. If I look at all-time high, it is down 74% since the all-time high 2 years ago. and that was $1,700. And Lark Davis is talking about, oh, maybe 5,000. Maybe it's gonna magically do a 10x and even outperform 2018, even though at the moment the performance is horrible. It is down 74% since 2018. And as I said, I mean, from 1 year ago, it's down 34%. 30 days ago, it's down 31%. Is this really good? I would say this is horrible. And even even the product is not that good. If you look at the maker, how it works, how yeah, you can lend and borrow and so on, but you can also get liquidated. This is something that you can't get liquidated in Hex. The smart contract creates Hex, so we can always pay you. This stuff, lending and this weird nonsense in a market that's manipulated already. What happens if the price goes up, it goes down 4x or 5x or 10x, which it can, because Ethereum prices and Bitcoin prices, I think they're manipulated by 20x higher. So if it goes down, so many people are going to get liquidated. And we have seen this with a lot of other Ethereum products that is trying to do this. And it's just not a good product, I would say. So a lot of people would lose their money. A lot of people would lose their money. Now, what happens if Hex would go down 20x? You're not losing your Hex, okay? You will always get paid your Hex by the smart contract at the end. Now, you don't know what that's going to be in fiat value, but at least you're going to have your Hex. But with these maker products and so on, they can like just liquidate, take your Ethereum forever, and then you are never going to get it back. And probably what's going to happen with a lot of these things is people are going to take risky decision. They're going to put in some Ethereum or Maker, or I'm not sure exactly how it works, but they're going to use it as collateral to get some more money and try to gamble in something else, which probably is not that good for the world, to be honest. Well, Hex is trying to solve this by just using computing power and having positive game theory for people that lock up longer. We don't know if this is gonna work, but if you look at the chart and so on, it seems like it's performing pretty well. So yeah, and these ideas about buying Bitcoin, even the video he did earlier yesterday. I mean, okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, so in Hex, if you have the same price, if we would assume the same price, if you would put in the same value in Hex, I'm not saying you should do anything because I'm not a financial advisor, but you have a big payday in Hex, and a big payday that would like 3x your coins. And if you have the same kind of price, I mean, I think even if it would go down, 50% or something like that, I mean, you would have to go down, I think, by 3x in value, and you would still have the same value, even if the price would drop 3x, because yeah, if you would get the 3x big payday bonus, which is like, I mean, it almost seems impossible that, I mean, so you already would get like if you would have the same price after big payday, you would already 3x your value. While if you want to 3x your value in Bitcoin, good luck. It's not happening, man. Like, if you look at the Bitcoin performance, we look at the Bitcoin performance. So I search on it on CoinGecko. Let's see. Okay, 1 year Bitcoin is down 24%. 30 days Bitcoin is down 6%. And 2 years ago, so Bitcoin is still down 53% since 2 years ago. It doesn't seem like a coin where you are gonna make a 3x anytime soon. So already from that aspect, he should kind of know that that Hex is way better already from there. Yeah, it's like there's not really that much at the moment a person would get with Bitcoin. I mean, if you just look at the past data, I mean, sure, it may do a 10x, may do a 100x or whatever, but it doesn't really see, but it still can't pay interest, right? So you would still have the old problems that hasn't been solved. Like if you look logic wise at Bitcoin and all the problems it has, slow and no users, and can't really scale that easy. if you actually look at the truth about things with Bitcoin, it's like it doesn't really look that good, while Hex has solved most of these things. So Lark should actually talk about Hex instead, because it's just the top coin of this year. If you look at the performance compared to everything else, nothing even comes close. And yeah, I mean, if you look at these things such as, I don't even add in the share price. Like, he should look into how the share price works in in Hex, because the shares, I mean, the share price is always going to go up. So eventually, sometime in history, seems pretty certain that the share price or the shares you get for each Hex staked is going to be 100x more scarce, which means someone have to pay 100x to get the same shares. And that multiplies with the fiat price. So if you would have 100x less shares combined, let's say multiply by, let's say the price also goes up 100x. To get the same shares then, 100x times 100x, it would cost you 10,000x more. So if you had $1,000 that someone put in, and then the shares get 100x less or 100x more scarce, and the price goes up by 100x, you, instead of paying $1,000, the new guy would have to pay $10 million. Okay, so the share price always goes up in Hex. So the share is going to be extremely scarce in the future, and this is the revolution about how fundamentals is built into how Hex is designed. This is something that other projects, they don't have a share price, and they don't have locked code, and there is always like humans behind the scenes, which we're seeing with CoinGecko, that censors Hex and gatekeep Hex by not listing the proper market cap now, even though they're fully aware that Hex is a legit project. And it's just annoying with projects with humans behind the scenes that are like, they're not like being truthful and showing the truth about things, about how things actually are performing. So there is a lot of these old crypto influencers that got a lot of subscribers. Late 2017, they got around 50k or like 60k subs in 1 month. And most of those YouTube influencers that had a lot of subs coming in, those are kind of the same guys that are like repeating the same nonsense about XRP, Bitcoin. What else do they have? A bunch of other nonsense, like I would call it even fake DeFi coins, which is not really revolutionary. Like Hex is exponentially revolutionary. This is one of these coins I would say that probably, and price, I don't know what it's gonna do. Like it can go to zero. But my kind of impressions of Hex is it's one of these events that comes once every 10 years. Or it's like one of these coins that comes, once every 10 years or so. And that's kind of funny to look at it in those kind of perspectives, because this industry has barely existed for 10 years. So this, I think Hex is quite a big event, and probably going to be looked back at, wow, we didn't really see how big of a thing this actually would become. Now, I don't know if Hex is going to be a big thing, but it kind of seems like it, because when I'm looking at the other influencers that don't even have any clue about Hex or the big payday or how the share price works, it seems like they're in for a surprise eventually. Because, I mean, this coin, just a couple of more X's, if it goes up a little bit, it's like a top 10 crypto, right? And then it's probably going to be top 5 crypto, and it's really up there, man, and it's going to be up there a very, very long time. And it seems like people are going to see it a lot in the future, because it's a cool brand, it's a cool product, and it's a useful brand, and it's a useful product. All of these other things, so many promises, for example with Cardano, or what else, XRP promises, EOS promises, Stellar probably have promises, Chainlink kind of promises, Tron, a bunch of nonsense. It's just better. It's just a better thing, man. And it's sad how not more crypto YouTubers 2020 can see the amazing things about everything that Hex is doing. It's sad how they can't appreciate math. It's sad how they can't appreciate the beauty of the printing, how we have these, also how we have these amazing stats sites. And most of these other projects, even the DPoS projects, you can barely find stats about what goes on. It don't have that detailed stuff. So we have hexinfo.io, hex.live, hex.vision, the best stats websites in all of crypto. And there's a lot of beauty involved in that you can you can see a lot. You can see who is staked and who is who has liquid coins, having an amazing decentralized exchange and all of this Uniswap. It seems like a lot of people focus on the wrong things in crypto. I focus on the positive things in crypto. I focus on Hex. So yeah, it's yeah, I don't think they know what kind of goes on. And I also think that the way they're looking at this industry is a little bit outdated, that you have this big group of fans and you're trying to do like mainstream kind of crypto content. I don't think we need to do that. So I think we have like professional people in crypto and that we can speak to them. So I look at my YouTube videos, my Hex videos, they're getting on average around 300 views and average watch time is around 10 minutes long. So it's like mainly professional people that are viewing my content. And I think that this is the target group that we kind of should focus more on, where like a lot of these old YouTubers, they're like still chasing clickbait and they still think like clickbait is the future, but it's not really. Like we probably don't need to do that nonsense anymore, because we can use, it's better if we focus on people that actually care and that actually knows what goes on. And this is also why I love being a Hexacan, being part of the community, and because it's the best crypto community 2020. There's not there's no other crypto community that is as cool, has as cool memes, has as big Telegram group. There is nothing that that compares. So a lot of these other people trying to do mainstream crypto stuff with worse brands, they think they don't really know what's cool. Hexicans knows what's cool. They know that the Hex brand is cool, they know the product is cool, and they double down on that. All these other mainstream crypto influencers, they don't even know their audience. Like I know my audience is Hexicans, I know what kind of content they want, and I deliver that. But all these other kind of crypto influencers that want to be like general purpose crypto YouTubers that basically talking about mostly nonsense, mostly worse product than Hex, they would probably make more money and make more value to the crypto community in general by solely focus on Hex, because it's just worse brand when they're like, okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin that's down 50%. Then we're going to talk a little bit about Maker that's down 74%. And yeah, and then they're talking about what more do we have here from Lark? Cardano, and Cardano don't even have a product out, and there's a lot of hopium in this industry. Why don't we focus more on what actually works and what's actually finished? So Hex is complete, finished product. Shouldn't we focus more on that? And shouldn't we just allow the computer to go and make money, and we can go and focus on humans instead, and focus on building better brands instead, and focusing on associate with the right things and stay informed for 2020? Like you should understand that this year, that so soon we have Avalon blockchain also launching with DTube and DTC coin. These computing power tokens are going to take over, I think, DTC and Hex. It is we're moving into this computing power decade, and we're gonna, and it's just better, right? So yeah, that's what I want to talk a little bit about. It is a bit sad how a lot of these old crypto YouTubers, they're completely ignoring Hex, and it seems like they're doing it on purpose, even though all the stats, all the things you measure looks amazing. Yeah, they should go and check out Hex.live. Have a great day, DTube.